Hello and welcome to another 50 stack challenge. This is hosted by Amy over at Crafty Cat. This is challenge number 4 and I'm doing number 5 cat, 6 pink. I don't have a plan, kinda, but I do have a lot of pink stuff. So today's going to be a pink day for a change. No Christmas, just pink stuff. I have, I can grab it, a pink dress I've been cutting stuff off of for a while now, so I thought I would do that. And then grab my mat. I have Amy's Pretty Pink Lace digitals. So I thought I would, for the pink, I'm going to use Amy's digital and some of this lace. And for my cat, I do have a cute little Hero Arts rubber stamp. It's a little bear with a cat. So I'm gonna make tags, but I want to do something cute with the bear and the cat. So there's that. All right, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this arm off. This is cotton fabric, and I love it when I see it. It's just easy to work with. So I'm just going to cut this along the line here of the seam. Just cut this off. And I'm just gonna, I'll just keep going. So it's quite a bit of fabric. I got it at the thrift store. It had some stains on it, but that didn't bother me. Where the stains were, I want the lace. So I'm gonna make some lace fabric and then make tags, and I'll show you how you can make fabric paper and make it easy to do embossing on it, and it will stay. Your fabric, you can emboss your fabric. Let's see. So I think I'm just going to cut this seam off here. I'm not going to rip it out, just make a mess. It's easier. You're not going to gain much, so it's easier if you're taking apart something just to go right up the other side of where they sewed. Just cut that right off. Hopefully I'm on camera here. So today is Thursday. We're supposed to get some more snow, but we'll see. North of us and west of us, they got hammered. Buffalo, they're on a travel ban right now. They don't want you on the road because they have to remove the snow out of the city. They have so much of it, and they don't want you to be in their way. So, must be pretty bad. I'm just going to cut this top shoulder piece where it's sewn because it's kind of puckered. That way it'll lay flat. So just get that off of there. So today's going to be a pink day. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate the bear and the cat into the equation, but figure it out along the way here. I just don't want to be over an hour, so alright, there's that. I could iron this, but because I'm gluing it to other elements, I can smooth it out. So basically figure out the size of your tag, and I like this tag here. This is Sizzix, their frame tags, and this is a good size. So I usually cut a piece of paper. For this, I'm going to do paper, actual cardstock. So I leave myself a little bit of room with fabric for moving around. So I'm going to cut my cardstock 3.5 by 6.5. And I'll cut the cardstock, and then just, I got a scrap piece here. Is that? Yeah, it's the same. I'm using, sorry, I get this for my white heavyweight. It's 110 pound. I get it at Walmart. It's by Pen and Gear, and I really like it because it's bright white. Pretty sure that's the same. I'm not sure if that is, so I'm going to grab a new one. I really like that one. So I'm just going to rough cut this thing always gets me. 3, oops, come on. There we go. 3.5 by 6.5, so I'll go 3.5 this way. It doesn't have to be perfect. So there's that, I'll save that. And then 6.5. Save that little scrap. Okay, so there's my tag. Now I'm going to glue it to the back side of this. So let me figure out, okay, this is the back, but I want to figure out where my tag, and I'm sorry, I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, the heat just turned on and got me. All right, I think I want, to put it right there. Oh, excuse me. One of those days. All right, I'm going to use my glue stick of choice, which is Scotch Permanent. These are the new ones. I'm going to be generous because it's going to have to stick to fabric, and I want it to get in all the fibers. But you don't want any lumps or anything like that on there. So we'll try not to do that. All right, I need my tweezers, and I'm just going to set this where I want it. Like right here. If this is the back side, then I'm just going to set it where I want it. This is the back. I kind of want it just above there, and I know I'm going to waste a little bit here, but I will use it for scraps. Kind of want it right like that. And the reason I'm using the sorry, the heat, I turned the heat way up, and it's gonna make my nose run. Yeah, that's kind of crooked. Let me just move it. Kind of wanted it straight. Hopefully this is straight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The reason I chose the white cardstock is because I knew I would see it through, you know, the pattern there, and I was hoping it would brighten it up a little bit because this pink is really pink, but the white does tone it down. So now what I'm going to do is spread it out a little bit. You want to get that glue into the fabric fibers. Now normally I would cut this out with my die, but because this is so thick, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I will try it. Alright, let me cut this off. I got fabric scissors. They do have a little burr somewhere down in here where I was cutting fabric and I didn't realize it had a pin in it, and I forced the issue and it ruined my scissors, but I can still cut like just up in here. I was saddened because these are really nice sharp scissors, but I'll still use them. My husband thinks he can get that burr out of there, so we'll see. Alright, so there's that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just on its own. So what I'm going to do is take a wet wipe. First I'm going to take the back side. Get it down. Then take your wet wipe and give it a good varnish. Doesn't have to be wet, it could be just damp. Just make sure it's clean. It's a clean one. Okay, there's that. Then I would let it dry. I have a book next to me that I have pages that have 2 pieces of parchment paper in there cut just right, and I put stuff in there to dry, and it's right in front of the heater, so and for the magic of prepping, I made one earlier. It is dry. I feel like it's a little thin. I could back it with something, but I really want to try to die cut it out, so we'll see. I mean, I could just make a traditional tag. I have one that I cut out of this cutting mat, and I could just lay that on there and just cut it off. I could do that rather than try to run it through my die cut machine. I could just trim this up, but that might be a thing, so we'll see. So there's one tag. Then I want to, here's my paper, cut this. I should have cut 2 more. I'm gonna cut one for embossing with cardstock, and then one embossing with coffee filter on the back of this. So let me grab 2 more tags. So, oops. 3.5. So I'm making 2 more tags. just because I want to share a couple techniques. Six and a half and 6.5 here. So this trimmer is a little hard to see the lines, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So, all right. So there's one dry. So this one here is, I didn't need this one, but that's okay. Yes, I do. I'm going to cover this with the just regular fabric, just the pink fabric. So I'm going to put glue on here. I think this will stay if I go like that. Okay. And I will again be kind of generous because I want it to stick into the fibers. So this will be fabric onto cardstock. I mean, I could die cut it out, that would be easy, but what I want to do is run it through my embossing folder with the fabric and the cardstock. It's really beautiful. All right. I fold these up to a smaller something and glue on the smaller things. All right, so I'm just going to lay this down. I don't know which was front and back, but it's okay. And I'm not concerned about wrinkles too much because I'm going to run it through the embossing folder. So I'm just going to smooth it out. And I'll give it a trim. Okay. All right, that's good. And then I'm going to take my wet wipe, and it's easier if you fold it up so you got something to grip on. Give it a good burnish. And again, I'm going to put it in my whatever system you put it in to dry or flatten out. Got another page here. I'm going to stick it in there. And because of the magic of prepping, I have one already dry, and this is fabric onto cardstock, 110 cardstock. My next one is going on coffee filter. You can smooth these out. You can iron them. You just have to make sure that it's big enough for your tag. So what I'm going to do, and it's really easy putting glue on the coffee filters. They're very durable. They will rip, but they're durable. So what I'm going to do, let's see. Well, I do have a template here. This one here. I can draw a pencil, and I'm just trying to show you if for coffee filters, everybody has access to coffee filters. I have another way that I do it, and I shared that in my die cutting fabric and lace. So that's the part I want to glue, and then I'll put my my fabric on there. I have this paper that I got at my dollar spot. It's like coffee filter paper. I did find it on Amazon. It's paper that they put on the examining tables, the rolls. So this would go a long way. So I've been using this, but I'm showing you with the coffee filter because I know that you can have access to the coffee filter. All right, so let me put glue on this. Just trying to find a paper I can glue on big enough. That'll work. I have a drawer next to me with glue papers in it, and it's gotten a little out of control. All right, I'm going to glue this. I'm going to try to stay in the lines. That's why I made the template. Just so I'm not wasting a lot of glue, because glue is, you know, it's expensive. I just don't want to be wasting it. So I'm just gonna, and what's nice, if you leave these parts on while you're gluing, you can hang on to them and get that glue really in there. You want enough glue. Okay, that should be good enough. So now I'm gonna put this, I think I'm gonna give it a quick trim. Just on the other side of that line there. Okay, I really didn't get too much glue on that. So now I want my fabric. And this is how we're going to make fabric paper that we can die cut. So I got quite a bit of this pink fabric, so I'm not going to be too choosy about where I put it. Like, I think I'm good there. I'm going to smooth it out and give it a rough cut. Then I'm going to take my wet wipe, smooth it into that coffee filter. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I would put it to dry. This is pretty thin. If you put it somewhere in front of the heater or in the sunlight, it'll dry pretty quickly. So, and this is it'll be lightweight, but you'll be able to either die cut it or run it through an embossing folder, and it'll hold its shape. So there's that. I'll let that dry, and I did make one earlier. So there it is. It's all dry, ready to go. So I have 3 things there. These are Amy at Crafty Cat's pretty pink lace paper. I didn't print them all. I just printed what I'm going to be using. And I did print it on that 110 pound pen and gear paper. So I really love that. It's gorgeous. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to make a tag from this die here, and I kind of wanted to make like a little window die cut in the center that is stamped with this on here. So let me cut this down. I could probably put this on here and just cut it here. just going to cut that white off. And this is the 110-pound paper, but I will be backing this too, so it'll be pretty sturdy. So I brought some dies out. Let's see. I just don't know which one will fit on here. I kind of like that one, but I don't think that's going to fit. I have this one I got from Crafty Bean. This is what I was thinking. And then that would be cute. I wish it was a little bit bigger. This is not big enough. Yeah, maybe do like that one. So that might be on the back burner. I do like this shape here too, out of things. This oval. So basically, just take your tag, and then I've got it laying cut side up, and I'm just going to play with the sizes here and see what fits. I think this one will fit. Just want to see how it would look there. Let's see if I can go down one more. Nope. I think it's going to be this one here. Right there. Yeah. Alright, I'll go with that one there. Check my phone. Okay. So this is what I usually do, is I set my die down, cut side up, and then I put my, if I'm going to cut out something in the middle of it, get that placement there, and then put your tape on it. I have a couple pieces here that I could hold these down. Okay, and then get your placement where you want it. Basically, I'm going to die cut out the pink, but I'm going to put white in the center that's going to have the bear and the cat stamped on it. So I want this kind of centered here. So I'm just going to do this and do this. And this just makes your tag a little something special. Let me just put a mark. Oops, I moved it. Okay, as long as I stay within those lines, I'm good. Then I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to die cut this out. I think I'm going to get rid of this slip and slide here. And then bring my die cut machine up. Okay. So I'm going to run this through. Okay. I'm not really happy with the mint tape, but I should be able to use it a few times, but oh well. Okay, so there's my tag. I cut this out, so now I have a cute little pink piece I can use on something, make something else. So now I'm going to cut a piece of white cardstock. I have a scrap. I have a scrap. So I'm going to cut this out. I've done this before, so now I have a cute negative to use for something. So there's my piece that's going to go in there. So now I'm going to stamp the cute bear and the cat on there. So I'm save that. And I've got my sticky grid down. Because I only need a small area for my sticky grid, I'm going to move this over, protect this side. You can cut smaller pieces down, but so I'll do that. But I want to put some embossing, use my embossing buddy on there, so I don't have any fingerprints. So I'll give it a good I did put lotion on before I did the video, so there we go. That, just trying to get that just kind of somewhat straight. They have nice lines on there, which is great. So now it's down. I'm not going to go crazy because I don't want the powder getting on this. And I think I have my gold out. I'm going to use the gold and see what that looks like. I can always stamp another one. Now, I save these release papers from things, and I stuck that on there because I pulled it off the block. And I think I put the wrong side down again, but that's okay. Because it's a stinker getting these off, but I do it. So now I'm going to try to center this. It's kind of hard to tell, but I kind of want it like right center. And this one has the foam on the back, so I'm going to use the rubber side. So when you put this down, rubber should be here. If you haven't invested in a stamping platform, it's so worth your money. So worth your money. Give that a press. And then I need my Versamark, but I see some lint on there. I have microfiber cloth that I got from the dollar store, and I just use it just for this. You want to hang on to it so it doesn't move. And then I got my Versamark. Hopefully I got enough. These are great if you have arthritis. I can't really tell if I got anything because it's white. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to give it another tap. This is a new stamp. I have not used it before. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. Alright, so now, where do I have my tool? Here it is. There we go. And I'm going to put this back with a piece of paper. Just so I don't get Versamark everywhere. Now, I lost my coffee filter. That's what I glued to this was the coffee filter I was using, but that's okay. Let's see what we get. How cute is that? All right, let me get my powder back in here. Piece of paper. Let me put this paper down just so I don't have an accident. Okay. Just going to check it for like powder, gold powder that's anywhere where it shouldn't be, and it looks pretty good because I used this Embossing Buddy. So now I'm going to heat set it. Okay, I'll be noisy for a minute. That turned out super cute. So now this will fit in my tag just like that. Back in there, kind of shrunk up a little bit. But once I glue everything down, it'll be perfect. All right, so I think I'm going to glue this to some white cardstock. Did I cut another piece? I think that will, yeah, that'll work. Okay. So, just want to make sure I get this where it needs to be. I'm just going to trim a little bit off the bottom of here because that's where my line is. I want to stay above this line here. Cut that little bit off. No, I didn't get it. There we go. That's good enough. That way I have enough. Yeah, that should give me enough. Okay. So now I'm going to glue this all together. I'm going to put glue on this and put it on here. Just going to use my Scotch Permanent. Okay, that's so cute. I love that. So this is my bottom. Just going to line it up at the bottom here, and I'll be able to trim it. That'll all be trimmed off when I die cut it out. Oops, I didn't need to do that. And have a little alcohol there. Okay, flip this over because it's wet. So now I'm going to add a little bit of extra glue to this because I want to make sure that it's stuck. I mean, it'll be okay if you just put it in there with the Scotch Permanent, but I like that extra peace of mind. Set it in there. It's like fitting a puzzle piece in there. Isn't that adorable? Just going to give it a good burnish. It's adorable. Alright, so now I'm going to let that dry before I die cut it out. And then I'll just put this on. That is so cute. I love that. Yeah. So I'm going to leave this flat and I'll show you my other ideas. Let that dry for a few minutes. Put my lid on. Alright. I think we're good. Get rid of this. I brought over some of my favorite embossing folders. These are the 3D texture fades. And these are just random, but they're like my grab go-to a lot. This is how I'm storing my embossing folders now. I used to have them in the binders for embossing folders with the plastic, and for the new ones that have writing on them on the front, like these here, you can kind of see it was peeling everything off. They were getting stuck in the plastic, so I just decided to get rid of them, and I donated them. So but yeah, I only had like 3 binders, so all of mine are numbered if I have them in a project or a kit in my shop, which is closed right now. I'm taking personal days. But yeah, oh, here's a beautiful rose one. I could do this one. That's beautiful. Let me do that. So there you go. So what I'm going to do, I'll pick another one because this is the one with the coffee filter, the fabric to the coffee filter. If you want to emboss paper and you want it to be thin, glue it to coffee filter paper or get the examining table roll paper. And it makes it very durable. It's really durable. I used to sell a lot of things die cut out of fabric in my shop, and this is the method I used. I used to use the coffee filters until I got that big roll. So, and it will be lightweight. You can also put fabric to cardstock of your choice and run it through your die cut or embossing folder, and it's beautiful. So I'll do both of those, and then I'll try to die cut this out into a tag shape. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to pick, I think for this one I'm going to do this one here. It's like a rose in a jar. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can put a darker piece of paper in there. Yeah, it's like a rose in a jar. It's called Rose Banquet, and it's Gemini. So, okay, there's that one. I'll do that one for the coffee filter, and then for the cardstock, let me pick one. Maybe I want to do a 3D one. Let's see. We got acorns, quilted. How about botanical? I really love that one. I think that'll work. So on my embossing folders, I usually have this set up on the back. For this extended platform with the big shop, this one says #1 shim and top cutting plate. So that would mean #1 shim. I would get rid of this and have this in here, and I might have a little conflict with things here. Hang on one sec. It's that witching hour where it's almost, what are we doing for dinner? Okay, it's that time of day. All right, so for the botanical, I'm going to do the cardstock and the fabric, and then it says #1 shim and the top cutting plate. So this is the #1 shim, and that's what I want on the bottom. That's what worked for me. And then I have a embossing plate, and I have it labeled just for embossing plate. I have used it forever and ever, and it's fine. And I have it labeled just so I use it, keep it good just for that. So I'm going to run this through, and I am going to put it a little bit of an angle because it's 3D, and I might have to move it so you can see. There we go. And I put it at an angle, and if you notice, there wasn't a lot of banging and loud noises and stuff like that, even with a thick 3D embossing folder. Alright, so let me move this so I can show you the results. Isn't that gorgeous? That is the 65-pound white paper onto fabric. It's beautiful. You could make pockets. If you were going to die cut it out into a shape, I would do that before you run it through here. Let me do that. I can do that. So there's a piece here, but this is gorgeous. That could be into a pocket. You could just rough cut it into something or make it to a side tuck or whatever. It could be front of a tag. You could glue another piece of cardstock here. But say I wanted to cut this into a tag and then run it through there, I can do that. And I would emboss it after you die cut it out, because if you try to die cut it or emboss it and then die cut it, it's gonna, you know, smooth out your embossing. I'll get my words out eventually. Alright, so I'm gonna die cut, and I think I have a tag in here that might work, maybe. Let's see, the small tag would be great. It's a beautiful day. So I'm going to die cut this out, which this tag is beautiful anyways. Okay, that die cut beautifully. Sometimes you have little fibers of the fabric that doesn't want to let go. Just snip them. So that's a fabric tag. I love it. I love the feel of it. You could glue something on there, but say I want to run it through the embossing folder, and because this is pink, I think I'm going to do the rose. Is there enough roses on here? Let me just grab another folder. I got one with little flowers. I don't know. It's too childish. Oh, here's one. This is a good one. This Crafter's Companion. It's called Country Garden. It's gorgeous. Let me see if I can get this flower in here. Or do I want the small flowers? Right like that. Oh, hang on. I think that's pretty right there. Okay, and this setup is number 1 and 2 shim and top plate. So 1 and 2, I've got 1, 2. I'm going to put this on and then grab my embossing plate, run that through. And I did that upside down, but I don't think it matters. Oh, that's gorgeous. There you have it. Now no, I guess it's okay. So that's the, let me get a piece of paper here. That's the cardstock. So die cut first, then emboss. And this has all been done. This is nothing new. Okay, so now I'm going to do the coffee filter paper. And I'm going to put it in here. This one's real pretty. I'm going to try to get the whole bouquet. It's like a jar bouquet, and it's got, I think they're roses. Just going to put it in the center there. This is 1 and 2 and a top plate. There you go. It's like a thin piece of paper. I probably could have put a shim in there because this is thin, but I still love it. It has texture, and it's going to be in there to stay. It's beautiful. It's kind of like a thin piece of paper, like a napkin, but it's fabric. So there's that. So let me see if I can die cut. Well, let me do my pink cat tag. I'm just going to trim this off the back here. I just want to line this up. I use some tape. Okay. I think I'm good there. Just want to make sure it doesn't move, because I've done all that work. Sometimes when you use die cutting fabric on your precision base plate, or now it's called the chrome base plate, you will get little fabric fibers on there, and I just clean it off and with a wet wipe and hurry dry it. Because anything that's stuck on here is going to transfer to your work. Give this a die cut here, or cut this out. Slide this over. I should be able to peel this up and use it again. Beautiful. I got a shelf above me that I stick the tape on so I can grab it quickly. There it is, adorable. There's my pink. I got a scratch or something on there, but I think it's okay. There is my pink cat tag. I got a cute little bear in there too. So this will go in my little box of tags. Well, that's not one. Of all kinds of shenanigans in there now. This is the box I got from Kara Brandon, and I love it. So I have my tags that I'm going to send out, and I'll put this in here. So this is going to be a gifted. So there's that. You don't see the circle on the back, kinda, and it's like set in there. So if you were going to put that in a pocket, it's not going to get hung up on something. And I probably will put like a little something down here, like maybe a bow. I don't know. I may do something. Put a cute tie on there. All right. Now I'm going to try to cut this fabric out with this. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to tape it. I got to use my purple tape because it's really strong. So I kind of want it right there. Okay. Hang on, it's the witching hour. My phone's blowing up. Okay. All right. Now, this is going to give me resistance, and if you're uncomfortable doing this with your dies, don't do it. So we'll see how it goes. And I am going to use a shim. Let's see. I just need it to be same size as my, and this is just cardstock. A little skinnier than my cutting plate, so it'll fit through there. All right, and it's just old cardstock I'm trying to use up. So let's see. I'm gonna run it back and forth, which I don't normally do, but do as I do, not as I say. Just because I know it's going to take extra to cut through all that thick fabric. Alright, let's see what we got. And the reason why I taped it and I want it to stay on is if I need to put it back down. And if you were going to cut something thick like this, use that plate. Alright. And it will cut. Well, you know. I have done it before, but, you know, I do some crazy stuff with dies when I'm not being watched. Alright, that tape's done for. And you may have to go through and just snip some things, but and oh, that did cut out too. Wow, I'm impressed. But I went back and forth quite a few times. So there's my lacy fabric tag. It could be thicker. I could cut another tag out of this and glue this on the back and sew around it, and I think I will because this is very thin and I want to send it to a friend, and with all that embroidered lace on there, it's, you know, it's kind of thin. So I could make another tag and put that on there and it would make a difference. So I probably will do that. But isn't that cool? And that's just out of embroidered fabric. So there's that. All right, so there's my share for today for Amy's 50 Stack Challenge 4. And where did I put my tag? Is here. This is my pink and my cat. All right, and then my other share. So now I have another pink label here that I can use to do something else. So really cool how the fabric and the coffee filter paper turn out. I really love that. I really do, because it's nice and thin. This is really thin. It doesn't bulk up and it will hold its shape. I can try to do another with this one. It's dry already. Let me pick a embossing folder. Let's see. Nope. I love this one with the acorns. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to just trim this off where there's no glue. I still got that line there. So the only downside to using coffee filters is you're just limited to the size. That's why I was happy to find that roll of paper that they put on the examining tables. So let's see, number 1 shim. So I'm going to move this 2 out of the way. And top cutting plate. And I think I'm going to use this, because this is thin on coffee filter paper, I'm going to give it a little extra with the cardstock shim. So let's see. And I might go backwards because I can. Oh yeah, that made a difference. That is so cool. Yep. Coffee filter and fabric. It has the best feel. It is so cool. Yep, I love it. These are acorns, leaves and acorns. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Love it. You could do that. I could do that with my large embossing folders and make a cover. So it's very cool. All right, that's my share for today. Go check out Amy's challenges. She's on hashtag 50 stack challenge number 4. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, take care. Bye.